What's up, guys? Welcome to G Whiskey. My name's Jeff. Now, this is a channel where I offer my thoughts and opinions on a specific whiskey, and if you stick around to the end, I'll be giving it a score as well. If that sounds interesting, hit subscribe down below. And with that out of the way, why don't we jump into our review? Today, we're going to be looking at Ardbeg Wee Beastie. Stick around. So, Ardbeg Wee Beastie. If ever there has been a hype train whiskey, this would be it. This came out last year in 2020 to just a massive amount of fanfare. People were scrambling for this stuff. It sold out across the board pretty immediately. And for that first year, availability has been pretty spotty. It might show up on a shelf here or there and then get snatched up and you wouldn't see it again for a few weeks, maybe even a few months. Now, a year later, I think things have settled down, but yeah, just really popular stuff. And that's largely because Ardbeg has such a massive following. They're a really popular brand, maybe within the whiskey community, one of the biggest. It's basically a religion for some people. They love their Ardbeg, and rightly so. It's classic Islay. You get peat, you get smoke, you get brine, all those classic Islay flavors that you want. Big, bold, pretty complex stuff. I like Ardbeg myself, so I can't fault anyone for enjoying it. But yeah, when they come out with a new release, it's always big news. It kind of takes the whiskey world by storm, and that's precisely what happened with this one. Not only that, this one's a little bit of a special release because you have this age statement here. Now, most whiskey drinkers understandably like their age statements. They want to see how old the whiskey is. They want that printed on the bottle, and I totally get that. It is, to a certain degree, an indication of quality, but it also shows how willing the brand is to be honest about what's in that bottle. For example, if you've got a younger whiskey, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, whatever, most brands would want to avoid putting that number on the front label. They'll think, oh, that's too young, it will turn people off, and that might actually be true for the casual consumer. So because of that, I don't really have a strong stance against no age-stated whiskeys. I think they're fine. It's a mixed bag. Some of them are amazing and some of them are just whatever, but a good whiskey is a good whiskey, and I'll happily drink something no age-stated if it's good. Oppositely, I'll happily drink something that's 3, 4, 5, 6 years old with that number on the label, again, as long as it's good. Anyway, getting back on track, yeah, Wee Beastie, massive hit. Everyone was talking about it. I seem to remember something about this being the most searched whiskey on the whiskey-based website for 2020. Could be wrong, but I seem to remember reading that somewhere. So yeah, huge hit. Beyond that, you also had stuff like Ardbeg Black and Glenmorangie, A Tale of Cake. These probably are the three most talked about whiskeys from 2020. And Glenmorangie, as well as Ardbeg, is owned by LVMH, so Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy. They did a great job in marketing last year. They did a great job in sort of like building up anticipation for their releases. So again, all three of those whiskeys were just massive hits last year. Obviously, I do have Glenmorangie, A Tale of Cake, and Ardbeg Black. If you want to see reviews for those, let me know in the comments down below and I'll get right on that. In the meantime, we're here to look at Wee Beastie, so why don't we do just that? If you'll kindly leave a like down there, we'll hop into a review and see what this guy's all about. Now for our specs, everything is looking good here. We have an ABV of 47.4%. This is non-chill filtered, and it is not colored, so we do like that. So for presentation, we have our classic Ardbeg bottle, and obviously that's going to be a green bottle, so you can't see the color of the whiskey. I'll show it to you in my Glencairn, so there you go. Really nice color to that. I do like this bottle. I think it's a nice bottle. I think it's one of the nicer Ardbeg bottles, to be honest. I like this sort of like red accents. We've got our sort of Celtic-y borders here. Some tasting notes down here. Our blurb on the back, more tasting notes, a little bit of fluff, but nothing too bad. Yeah, overall, really nice. For presentation, I'll probably give this one maybe a 4 out of 5. Not only that, of course, we have our age statement right square in the middle, and that looks good too. All right, let's check out our nose. Peated. It's Ardbeg. It's definitely an Ardbeg profile for sure. Lemon lozenges, honey, brine, pine resin, a little bit of chocolate, dry hay, maybe some cereal, maybe a touch of vanilla in there too. Again, just really classic Ardbeg here. All right, let's try the palate. Nice. Peated, of course. So, honey. The peat's kind of like sweeter than I remember it being on the tin. It's been a while. Yeah, honey, black pepper, some vanilla, some herbs, touch of cereal. There's some white chocolate, there's some milk chocolate, a little bit chocolatey. Overall, it's bright, it's clean, maybe even a little bit floral. Now let's check out the finish. So, this is basically a continuation of your palate. I think you're starting to get a little bit more of a drying wood spice effect, but a lot of those flavors are the same. Kind of a straight arrow in terms of flavors. You still have your black pepper, you still have some peat, some hay, some honey, some cereal, still a little bit herbal there. Still have some pine resin. Overall, yeah, kind of a straight line in terms of flavor, but big. Finish is probably medium to long in length. Still keeping going, I'm still tasting it now. Really nice. Now, what can you expect when you buy this bottle? You can expect a 5-year-old Ardbeg. Shocking, I know. But yeah, it's a 5-year-old Ardbeg, and it tastes the way, honestly, I would imagine. If you told me imagine a 5-year-old Ardbeg, no sherry cask or any kind of special cask play, just a straightforward 5-year-old Ardbeg, this is probably what I would imagine. It's very close to what I would imagine it to be. So that's a good thing. I mean, I know what I'm signing up for, and I'm getting it. There's no surprises with this one, but I gotta say it is well done. In comparison to the 10-year-old, I actually like this one a little bit more as well. My last bottle of 10 I didn't love. Traditionally, I have enjoyed Ardbeg 10, but I don't like it as much as some people. I think it's very good, but not amazing. This, I think, is a little bit more interesting. I think the youth gives it some vibrancy. Obviously, a younger peated whiskey, you're going to have a bigger, peatier kick, and I think that works in its favor. It's just a more vibrant, interesting whiskey to me. And that's a funny thing to hear out of my mouth, because usually, as much as I try not to be, I can be kind of an age snob. I tend to prefer older whiskeys, even when they're peated whiskeys. I think, you know, an extra few years in the barrel, they're going to round out those flavors a little bit more, usually give it a little bit more complexity, calm down those, you know, rougher edges. So usually I will go for the older whiskey. This is one of those rare occasions where, yeah, I like the younger one. I think the vibrancy, the freshness, that zestiness works in its favor. So I do like this one. I think it's a really good one. For score, I'm going to give it an 86. Again, it's just classic Ardbeg flavors here. It's not doing anything surprising, but I think it really sets out to do something, and it does it well. Also, again, the age statement thing. I do like having that 5 years on the box. I think there's a lot of distilleries that would not want to take that chance, because it is true. There's a lot of casual consumers. People might, you know, just walk into a whiskey shop, see a low number on the box or on the bottle there, and say, no, that's not for me. That's going to be too young. It's probably harsh. It's probably hot. I don't want it. Obviously, for us, we're whiskey freaks. We love the transparency. We love knowing what we're drinking. So, yeah, I mean, kudos to Ardbeg. They took a bit of a gamble here, and it paid off. People really appreciated the gesture. Maybe other distilleries can take note. Maybe we'll see a little bit more transparency down the line. That would be nice. So yeah, this is a good one. For me, I'm going to recommend it. I think, you know, if you want Ardbeg, you're getting Ardbeg here. If you want peat and brine and smoke and all that fun stuff, this is precisely what you're getting. Comes across balanced. It's vibrant. Of course, it's younger, so it's a bit more feisty than maybe the older ones, the 10s or even the Corey Vrecken or the Ugadal. It's got that feistiness to it. It's a fun one. I like it. Now for value, I think this is a good buy. I think it's great bang for buck. It falls firmly in the affordable category. It's going to be a few pounds less than the 10-year-old. For me, that's a good thing. I like it more than the 10. It is pretty accessible now. Like I said, that first year was kind of spotty. People were, you know, scrambling to get it. I think that's kind of died down. I think most shops will carry it. If you can't find it at your local shop, you definitely can find it online. And again, good value. So one to pick up, I think. Okay, that'll be it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. As usual, do me a solid and hit subscribe down there. Click that little bell icon and, of course, smash that like. I do want to hear from you. Have you tried Ardbeg Wee Beastie? What were your thoughts on it? How would you compare it to the 10-year-old? Finally, down in the comments, let me know what you want to see me review next. Like I said, I've got a Tale of Cake here. I've got Ardbeg Black, many other whiskeys on the go, so do let me know what you want to see me review. Put it down there, and I'll keep it in mind for my next video. Bye, guys.